Okay, so like imagine this, right? You go to ask your robot to hand you a glass of water, but instead of it, just like stiffly grabbing it with a mechanical arm, it moves with like the grace and intention of a person. It might even like tilt its head a little, as if it's acknowledging your request before, smoothly handing you the glass. That's kind of the expressive movement that Apple is going for with its new framework, ELEGNT. It's not just about making robots move, it's about making them move in a way that feels natural to us humans, intuitive, and even like engaging. And they actually tested this with a lamp-like robot. Think Pixar's Luxo Jr., but with a robotic arm. So this robot could perform, functional movements like the light. Right. But they also programmed it with like expressive ones, like reacting to music with little bobs and tilts. And here's where it gets really interesting. People who interacted with the lamp robot, they actually found that the expressive movements made it way more engaging, way more engaging. One participant even said that without the playful movements, they might have found interacting with the robot annoying rather than welcoming, which I thought was really interesting. What's fascinating here is that it points to a pretty significant shift in how we're thinking about robots. It's no longer just about functionality. It's about how robots make us feel. And, like when you think about it, LGT focuses on a specific type of movement called social signaling. It means, the robot doesn't just move efficiently like it. It moves in a way that actually like communicates intent. I mean, it builds trust, right? Much like how, like if you think about it, a dog wags its tail to show it's friendly. It's kind of like that. So think about like, a robot assisting a surgeon, right? By understanding like the surgeon's needs and kind of anticipating their next move through like subtle cues. The robot could seamlessly, hand instruments, minimizing like interruptions and improving, surgical precision. But it's not just about, surgery. Like imagine a robot designed to like care for the elderly, right? Instead of just like approaching a person in need with like the cold efficiency of a machine, he can actually use these expressive movements to like convey empathy and build trust. And the study with the lamp robot, it actually revealed a lot about how people perceive different types of movement. For instance, participants like reacted negatively when the robot retrieved a dropped object. It would move rigidly. However, like when the robot performed the same task with slight pauses and kind of like acknowledgement movements, it was perceived as helpful and even polite, which I thought was fascinating. And it tells us something really important, about ourselves as humans. We're kind of wired to respond to nonverbal cues, even when those cues come from a machine. So like by designing robots that move in a way that feels, natural and intuitive to us, we're essentially kind of like bridging the gap between human and machine, right? We're creating a world where robots aren't just tools. They're like potential companions, capable of, enriching our lives in ways we're only just beginning to imagine. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, isn't it a little like creepy for robots to move like humans? And that's a valid concern, but think about it this way, okay? We already interact with technology that responds to us in nuanced ways, right? Like our smartphones vibrate gently. Our smart speakers chime in with like helpful reminders, and even our cars, beep at us when we forget to buckle up. So Iligintu simply takes this, idea a step further. It applies it to the physical movements of robots, and it's this ability to communicate on a like nonverbal level that could truly like revolutionize how we interact with machines, making them feel less like, cold, unfeeling automatons and more like, genuine companions. So what does it all mean, right? Well, we're entering a future where like robot design is as much about psychology as it is about engineering. It's about, understanding the subtle ways that we communicate with each other and then translating that into a language that robots can understand and use to interact with us on a deeper, more meaningful level. And that's something that could really change our relationship with technology in some really profound ways.